this moment in time, I have no idea how long this is going to be, so we'll just start this with the trailer for the old piece and say, coming this December the 10th, the old piece with its 63rd Warframe, the Tauron weaponry, focus tray expansion, and everything that will be coming with it, will be live. Come on, December 10th. It's a little over a week. This is huge. It also gives them a lot of time to fix it. Was kind of expected to be where it is, but to be able to do this, you first need to complete the Lotus Eaters, not a quest. They even said it themselves, it's not a quest. When they launched it, they said it's not a quest, but the requirements for this is the Lotus Eaters quest. They did kind of show the Tauron strikes. There is the Lorak, and I'm going to do it in the order that it is in Marie's store. The Torak, which is the Grimoire. We have the Verovic, Vexeric. Sorry, that's the sword from Tenokon. The Tora, which is a bow. Kogan, which is the hammer. And I believe it's a staff weapon for the Nadiri. I've literally just, for some reason, wrote it down as Nadiri is Nadiri. But the other one was a staff weapon, so that's got to be the staff weapon. These are going to be the start of a big expansion to the focus system. Oh, actually, I'll just leave that paused right there. Because as you can see, once we actually kind of have the Tauron strike available, this is in the Zanuric one, this is what they showed, it will unlock new nodes for the focus tree. I'm assuming it's the ones to the right and the one up here. These are just part of the normal ones. Fingers crossed for that one. No, I'm pretty sure they're normal as well. Either way, there is new nodes that are going to be locked behind it. They have basically said this, but there's a lot more investigating to do. But they also confirmed this will require items from within the new game modes. The Descendia and Perita Rebellion. Which, to be fair, we're just going to jump straight into the Perita Rebellion here. Because it allows you to choose the focus tree you want to use before choosing the mission you want to go into. And, quickly pausing it again, the best way to put this is there is 3, at least for now, kind of missions available here. And these, they showed off the one of them. Not the kind of. It's very awkward as to how this is about to go, but skippity. I said skippity, don't you dare. And yeah, as you can imagine, it's timed. These missions are in fact timed. These are missions where you will go in to recall your memories, hence the reason the recall Honunulus they went into. It's literally called recall because you're going in to complete the tasks to get, what was it? Completing the objectives gets you more upgrades. And again, there's too many spoilers here to turn around and say, doing these missions will reward you with this, that, or the other. You have 12 minutes to relive a battle from the past, hence it's called a recall. Completing tasks as you go for better rewards is the best way to do this. And what I thought was quite a lovely choice by them was the jump pads. Yeah. Quickly being able to get around the battlefield is great. It's 12 minutes. Hopefully it's long enough that all of the tasks that are there can in fact be done, rather than it being one of those, well, there's 50 tasks to do and in 12 minutes you might be able to get half of them done. But they have also said they're going to be keeping an eye on this update when it comes out, and a lot of things might be subject to change. This probably not one of them, but maybe an endless version of this coming. I mean, we're all still waiting for the endless version of Valis Undermined to come, because it's the perfect place to put an endless mode for basically an endless amount of, I love the fact you can grab the ship to destroy it rather than have to shoot it, an endless spore depository. Plus, it really needed an endless mode. The fact it was missing kind of ruined that. This, timed missions, As long as the tasks you have to do each time are different, this could actually be a fun game mode. After the 12 minutes, this will happen. Yeah. Nice choice of them to do. The timer shouldn't be there. Ignore that. They did mention the fact they skipped time to jump into the boss battle pretty much instantly. But yeah, this is actually at the end of that mission. This will happen. So I'm assuming that the Ember was the every so many times a world boss will appear being Ember. And yeah, okay. I love that. Would have liked to have seen more damage numbers from this, to be fair, but yeah, the Tauron strike that went to waste because it basically killed them instantly. But this is going to be the names that they're literally in the top of the screen. Hunhullus. It's probably different per mission, but yeah, this will be the second time you technically get to fight this thing because it is part of the quest that they didn't want to show because they've already shown a fair chunk of it during TennoCon. So I don't know why they've done that and went no further into the quest other than there is a quest that is coming in this update on December 10th. And in the first 10 minutes or so, you're going to have to do this boss battle. At least that's what it looked like from the TennoCon kind of release. But there is the Devil Triad and everything else. I mean, it's Maria that has the Tauron Strike expansion. The Tauron strikes themselves, so you have to go there and pick them up using resources and such you get from items from here or Descendia. We do, of course, have more information on... Oh, I'm going to regret this one. I really, really am. Uriel, who has the 3 passives. That's what that thing is in the bottom right, who are 3 allies who go around you, who will unlock at the first ability, second ability, and third ability. And his abilities seem really interesting, with the first being... Wow, that's the 4th ability. Okay, with the fourth ability, Brimstone, that will basically set the entire world on fire. And they said it themselves, kill everything. I wouldn't really say those are numbers that would kill everything now, is it? No. I mean, there's a few nearly 10,000 damages in there, but there's also a few where I'm not even going to say it, but you could probably say it as well. Dominus, the third ability, rips the soul out of enemies and throws it back at them, opening them up to gain more damage. Syncs with the first ability, setting them on fire. We're not going to mention the first ability because you basically fly around during it. No, really, they covered this last month, and you fly around and you can jump out of it, wall latch and everything else. Does look like it's going to be interesting, leaving a trail of fire behind you. Kind of, but not really. They need to make their mind up what they're doing with that ability. Second ability is... Yeah, I don't know what you're supposed to do with this one. It's Redeemium that... okay. See in the bottom right how 2 of the passive abilities aren't there. Well, when you cast the second ability, Remedium, but never mind, they reappear. Because what this does is revives your demons, because they are called demons that fly around. If they die, it revives them. It removes elemental damage and heals you. So it's a healing, elemental removal, revival ability. And they did also mention the fact that the 3 demons that fly around you are Cadnac, Gulfagor, and Biphelis. These 3 become unlocked at abilities 1, 2, and 3, so Cadnac is the first one, and these are going to be great because they will do everything from chaining enemies together, that damage will go through the chain, so shoot one, they will all take damage. One will hug enemies, that if you shoot them, they'll drop more orbs, and I think it's Biphelis. Goes to where enemies have been killed, summoning a rune that when picked up, you will gain fire rate, and your ammo will become heat ammo. That's his passive abilities, is what the demons are that are flying around. This is his signature weapon. Only has one, and you will quickly, very quickly notice it is taking over both the primary and melee slots. This, they called it a new weapon type, the Bayonet. It will fit in your primary, but it also has a melee aspect to it. Both can be modded individually, and buffs to, or use of one will buff the other. Headshots do something for melee weapon, I can't remember what it was, and melee weapon, I have completely forgotten what it actually does. Rifle efficiency. I get there eventually, but I love the fact this is really interesting because it just takes over your melee slot. So if you're trying to run melee only, don't equip this thing. If you're trying to run primary only, don't equip this thing. It's like an Incarnon that is constantly in both forms. The transition between these is much quicker because you don't have to holster anything, apparently, because it's just instant. Which, to be fair, it's not like that is a big problem at the minute anyway. The holster speed between whatever you've got equipped to melee is ridiculously quick. This just makes it that little bit more visually appealing. And lastly, despite the fact that I've wanted for years for the ability to upgrade the amp that your operator is using or your drifter is using, beyond the focus tree, just some extra mods for it, they are adding mods, but they are adding them in such the weirdest place. It is basically on the Lorak. Yeah, the Tauron weapons themselves will be getting a mod system, all based around the arcane sitting right in the middle of it, which luckily, and please Digital Extreme, do not change this, because I think locking the arcane slots at this point is just ridiculous. At least it would be for this. Leave the other stuff as it is. I mean, if you want to remove the locks, like everybody else, I would be very thankful, because lots of mine are still locked. I would love to play with, but don't lock that arcane slot, please. It's based around that, and I believe they said there are 23 different mods that can go into this based on the... I've completely and utterly forgotten. Lost Ark of the Tau. These arcanes and the upgrade system will... Well, I kind of wish they went more detail into any of these mods. They didn't really show any of them. And the arcanes themselves. This will all not be available until after the old piece, so I'm interested to see where they hide all of this stuff and where you have to go farming for it. So, does it have mastery points? That's something we're going to have to try and answer, but all in all, that is an insanely large amount of things to do coming in the old piece update this December 10th. I could not be happier with that release date. I mean, if it was the 3rd, I would be much happier. I'm just glad they didn't hold it out too long. And yeah, that's the stuff. And I'm trying my hardest to remember these names as we go. As Nadiri, the one I forgot to name. Oh my god, that thing looks great. They actually go into more detail and showed... No, it was just that one they had in the trailer, wasn't it? Yeah. I would have liked to have found out what this thing is that's supposed to be happening on the 18th. They didn't really go any further into it, other than there's going to be a lot of primes coming. Damn shame on that one. But either way, the old piece coming December 10th. So much to do, and so much more coming afterwards, because once the old piece has been done, then we actually head to Tau. But with that, we'll leave this off here. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you next time.